We're 8 weeks out from Election Day, with Democrats currently leading in the polls in 3 critical races. You got Virginia, New Jersey gubernatorial races as well, and the New York City mayoral race. And now Republicans in the governor's races are seizing on the transgender debate.
New Jersey's a mess because out-of-touch politicians like Phil Murphy and Mikey Sherrill care more about pronouns in sanctuary cities than they do solving our problems.
How liberal is Abigail Spanberger? She voted to allow men in girls' sports, bathrooms, and locker rooms. Spanberger is for they, them, not for us.
Yep, joining us now, our former White House press office chief of staff and former Biden White House advisor Yemisi Egbawale, and Republican political strategist, attorney, senior advisor Katie Zachariah. Katie, let's begin with you. Let's begin in Virginia, too. It's about a 9-point race now, but a 7-point race, perhaps. But the lieutenant governor seems to be gaining on that issue on Abigail Spanberger. Is that just a brief push, or could this resonate?
No, I really believe that the Republicans are winning so much on this issue. And as the races get closer, these types of issues are so clearly where the Republicans have won and the Democrats have lost. And I think the Democrats know that. So that is why Winsome Sears is going after this issue. I think Winsome Sears could buffer it and also do, where the Democrats have also failed, which is crimes, community safety, economic prosperity. But the transgender issue is a winning issue for Republicans.
Yeah, MSA, could they simply just say, could Congresswoman Spanberger just say, I am not for putting men in women's locker rooms?
Well, she's been pretty forthright and said, let's keep politics out of school. And we know her background as a law enforcement agent. She has 3 kids in Virginia public schools right now. Winsome Sears has lagged behind Spanberger this entire race. I don't think this is what pushes her forward. Abigail Spanberger has focused on affordability, on cost of living, health, housing, and energy costs. And I don't think that anything kind of distraction with the transgender issue is going to help Winsome Sears at this point.
But it's still in the Virginia school system, and it's still a debate amongst parents.
Yeah, it's still in the zeitgeist for sure. But at the same time, in Virginia recently, it was announced that 3 rural hospitals are going to close because of Medicaid cuts. I just think that at the end of the day, people are going to get back to what does it cost to live in this state and how do I afford to live in my home?
Absolutely. And there was a big upset for Glenn Youngkin a few years ago that is known as a blue state. So let's talk about the mayor's race in New York City. There's a bit of panic. I saw these huge developers. I had an emergency meeting last night to try to get all their money and all their power behind Cuomo because the socialist Zohran Mamdani is going to freeze rents and go to war when it comes to raising taxes. Katie, can you tell me where you think this race stands? Because every poll has Mamdani up by about 10.
Right. It's looking like if we can get Adams and others to essentially pull out Cuomo, there is a poll that showed that Cuomo could lead Mamdani in this race. And in addition, Mamdani is looking at the situation of Department of Community Safety, and he wants to pour $1 billion into this where New York crime is surging and not bolster NYPD and other organizations. So if they can really focus on his soft on crime and excessive spending on a situation that's not going to work for New Yorkers, I think Cuomo really can stand to gain some momentum there.
Yeah, it's just amazing that people think Cuomo's the answer when he just embarrassed himself in our state during the pandemic and his personal behavior. Yeah, Yemisi, can you tell me, first off, do you think it's incumbent on other Democrats to make a decision? Are you going to endorse Zohran from the Democratic governor to Hakeem Jeffries to Senator Schumer? Or are you going to endorse Cuomo to do something?
Right. Cuomo's not going to win because Eric Adams is an egomaniac and he's not going to drop out of the race. It's going to be Zohran, and so everybody needs to coalesce. One thing people need to tell Zohran, especially those in congressional Democratic leadership, is that being soft on crime is not the way to go in New York City. People don't want another department. Bureaucracy has never been a successful measure in reducing crime. People want to feel safe, and people don't feel safe when you just throw statistics at them. You can care about social services, and you can also have a tough police presence. It's not an either-or situation.
Do you think the party is going to be labeled as a socialist if he wins?
No, I don't think so, because I think the balance of folks like Mikey Sherrill and Abigail Spanberger being able to win in their respective states is going to help us with a big tent party issue. But I do think that we have to support centrists and moderates that want to run. The same amount of attention the Democratic Party has shown Zohran, they need to show others that are running in other states.
Yeah, we'll talk about the New Jersey race in the upcoming days. Thanks so much, ladies. Great debate. Appreciate the analysis.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.